On an early summer day on Cockatoo Island, a slender woman in a sun hat stands on a dusty film set. With one hand shielding her eyes, she stares intently at a gunmetal sky. She's waiting for cloud formations to pass. "The parachute keeps landing in the wrong place," she mutters, half to herself, half to a group clustered around her. "We're going to do some other takes, waiting for the parachute to land." In fact, the woman in slim black jeans and mud-caked boots is Angelina Jolie. She's surrounded by a legion of rugged-looking guys with stubbly beards, also in heavy boots and wearing shorts, mostly Australians hired to work on the set. Nearby, smoking filterless Camels, are a few dozen actors who at first glance look painfully thin. "We hired a lot of skinny guys," Jolie explains, partly in jest. These extras are meant to portray American prisoners of war in a Japanese internment camp near Tokyo during World War II. In character, they're waiting for a food drop, reading wartime newspapers. They look hungry, angry, and anxious. Jolie, ensconced on this island in Sydney Harbor, is directing Unbroken, based on Laura Hillenbrand's best-selling biography of Louis Zamperini, a scrappy Italian-American kid turned Olympic runner, turned World War II airman, turned hero. Zamperini, played by the British actor Jack O'Connell, crashed into the Pacific in 1943. He spent 47 days lost at sea, adrift on a life raft, and was presumed dead by U.S. authorities before being picked up by the Japanese. He endured virtually unbearable punishment during the next 2 years until he was finally released at the end of the war. Throughout the making of Unbroken, Jolie and Zamperini, who died at age 97 this past July, became incredibly close. "Kind of like a father figure," says the director, 39. "What I love about Louis is that he is a very regular person. He wasn't the tallest, the most handsome, or the most confident. He was kind of a mess when he was growing up." She pauses. "But the main message of the movie is about how you choose to live your life, that there is greatness in everyone." Jolie is now shooting scenes that depict those brutal days. Given the grim realities that the film explores, the atmosphere on the set is subdued, even somber. The skinny guys look haunted. In their trailers, the lead actors are also deep into character. Louis Zamperini's real-life nemesis was a vicious sergeant named Mutsuhiro Watanabe. For this role, Jolie has cast Miyavi, a striking Japanese pop star, real name Takamasa Ishihara. Miyavi, 33, recalls that Jolie encouraged him to delve into the mindset of the guard, so much so that after one particularly intense scene, which required him to beat Zamperini, he says he felt such physical revulsion he ended up vomiting. "It was awful torture for me to hate the other actors. I had to have hatred for them. When I had to beat them, I had to think of protecting my family. At the same time, I didn't want to be just a bad guy. I wanted to put humanity in this role." Mutsuhiro was both crazy and sadistic, but also weak and traumatized. When Miyavi met Jolie in Tokyo, at a nightclub, he says as a joke, he was unconvinced he could take on the role. "It's a story that is still painful for my country, but she told me she wanted to make a bridge between all countries that had conflict. She was very persuasive." Even so, he confides, after filming some of the more violent torture scenes, "I couldn't stop crying." Unbroken, as it turns out, is a $65 million movie with Oscar ambitions, Universal's imprimatur, and a rarefied pedigree. Joel and Ethan Coen worked extensively on the script. It's an entirely different film from Jolie's last directorial effort, In the Land of Blood and Honey. That picture from 2011, while startling and powerful, was much more low-key and way less Hollywood.